We've talked about this before, about vibrational frequency. And we're just talking in this term so that we can see through a scientific eye. You know, there is no magic. That is, things don't happen without reason. Okay? There is always reason. This is an ordered universe. But that order is kind of like smoke in a way. All right? In that when you get to the absolute source of things, the kind of order that is expected doesn't exist. But just for this, we'll talk about vibrational frequency, what that means, and how it works, and what we need to do. Vibrational frequency is the amount of times that an atom appears in this particular part of the universe in 1 second. In 1 second. Now, we could say, I don't know exactly which element it is, but we could take any one and say that an atom appears in this universe 10 to the 16th power times in 1 second. That is 10 followed by 16 zeros in 1 second, in 1/1000. That's a second. Now, it appears in this universe. In the other times, it appears in other universes. This is not the only place. This is one place in infinity. One place in infinity. Now, when we look at that, we have to take into consideration past, future. Those also exist simultaneously with everything else. So, when it's here, it's also there. And other ways in which your mind cannot conceive of. You can't think it out. None of this stuff can you think it out. I'm just giving you a background so that it makes some sense to your mind. It's here and it's not here. If you go to Fermi Labs, where they shoot the electrons through the tube, they say, well, you say, well, where is it? You say, well, it's here and it's not here. Because it's been there so many times and gone so many times, you don't know where it is. But yes, it's there, because it's going so fast. Okay. Now, at certain levels of some atomic particles, you can actually get back before you leave. Okay. Now, make your mind make sense of that one. Okay. You're actually back before you leave. What this speaks to is the logic that you normally use does not apply everywhere. That is why when you start dealing with your mind and its expectations of what it thinks it is, you can never be right. You can never be right with this thing. It's too slow. It's like a cat watching TV. The nature of a cat is predatory. And if the cat is watching TV and seeing cats, you have a slow-minded cat, a slow-witted cat. Okay? Because the mind of the cat works so fast, what it sees are the dots that make up the picture. That's what it sees. So it's kind of hard to fool the cat with a TV. You will see a person or an animal or whatever it is that you see, they just see the dots that make it up. Now we're talking about a television picture. Now, vibratory frequency, just what it says, vibratory frequency, amount of times. How frequent does this happen? Everything that exists in this reality has a particular vibratory frequency. That is what makes it different from everything else. That's what makes a dog different from a person. That's what makes a rock different from a dog. That's what makes metal different from water. It is the amount of times that that atom appears in this universe. Now, it doesn't require distance or time. That is why I say to you, in absolute value, there is no such thing as time. There's no such thing. That is a measurement of distance through space. Now, when you're talking about these particles, they don't go through space in a linear fashion. They are here and they're not here. They're here and they're not here. Because the end of the universe is right in front of your nose, no matter where your nose is. The end of it is right there. Okay? So it goes not linearly through space, but literally through space. Does that make sense? Okay? Through that thing that you call space. It's there, it's not there. So it doesn't require distance. It doesn't require time. And that's the truth of the subatomic particles. Now, everything is made of those particles. That should make you ask a question inside of yourself. Whoa, wait a minute. Well, why is it I seem like I'm here all the time? That's a proper question. Why is it seems? Seems. Because the biomechanical thing that you call a brain or a mind is not geared to see the dots, but is geared to see the whole. Just like the cat watching the TV and you watching the TV. Your mind is slow enough to see the picture. The cat's mind is fast enough, it doesn't see the picture. It sees what the picture is made of. That's because of your linear thought process. Your linear thought process. The universe is not linear, not at its essence. That is how God is omnipresent everywhere at the same time. Because that mind, if you want to call it a mind, is not geared to slow down here. It has a part of it that is geared to slow down here, but the whole is timeless because it exists in the truth. It is that which is true. And what is true is what you think you see is not what is. That's the truth. What you think you know is not what is. We have to be aware of that. Okay, because you have to be aware that you think and speak with the linear mind. Man is an after-the-fact creature. We say, I want to see the past. You're looking at it. You just don't know it's the past because it passed by so fast. You think it's the present. It already happened by the time you see it. Think. You do not see what's in front of you. What you see is the light bouncing off of something and coming to you, which implies what? Time. Then if it implies time, by the time it gets to your eye, it is not now, but it's the past. You're seeing something that's already happened. When you look out at the stars and you see a star, say, okay, I see this star. Well, that star is 100 million light years away. 100 million light years away. That star probably doesn't even exist anymore. It's been gone a long time. But you're just now getting the message. The light brings the message. It brings its own message. What we have to do, and this is primarily what I've been saying here all the time. What you think you know, you don't know. So what you have to do is experience it.